Hey everybody, we are really excited to be a part of the Film Row Pub Crawl. I'm Tobi Coleman with Revolve Productions. This is Justin, other half of Revolve Productions. Jason Qualls, local musician, and he's also a big supporter of Amp Festival. And Emily Madden, she's one of our artisans that'll be at Amp Festival. We are really stoked to start this off here at the Paramount building, which is our home. It's our office space as well. And we're going to go upstairs and see what we can drink as far as what they got on the menu. Yeah, this is one of the chillest places in Oklahoma City that's secret, kind of. I love this whole area right here that's like this little chill pad. It's almost like an apartment. You just sit over here with your buds and like drink and put your feet up and relax. And it's really cool at night because you've got the outside lights and everything. And over in the Paramount Room, if the curtains are open, you can see the skyline. It's a really chill place. Let's go over to the bar. They're gonna serve us some drinks. Don't get too comfortable. We're hanging out at the Paramount Room, which is a really cool bar that is in an event space. It's kind of a secret hidden gem on Film Row. And we, Revolve Productions, are officed upstairs, so it is a place that's near and dear to our heart. And we've been down here for many events, and we've booked several events here. In fact, the Amp Festival after party is going to be here with DJ Face from Tulsa. And she's a really cool girl DJ and is going to come down here and play some music after Amp Festival. It's the first time we've had an after party. I'm pretty excited about it. Coop is a sponsor of that event, as well as who's provided the beer today. It's Horny Toad. Justin, do you want to talk about the beer? You're the beer dude.
I think being classified as the beer guy is pretty impressive sometimes. It's really good. It's 90 degrees outside for having like a blonde beer is really, really good choice. It's definitely like one of the smoother, easier ones to drink. If you're not much of a beer or craft beer person, it's definitely a lot easier to drink. What do you think about it?
I agree with that 100%.
You?
5.3% alcohol rating.
You got to have your priorities first sometimes. But yeah, it's really smooth, really easy. They have... See, it's a noble hop bitterness that balances the 2-row and Pilsner malt body. I had no idea that it had some malt or something in it, too. Interesting. From the beer guy. Yeah. But yeah, this is a cool place. It's like a little speakeasy type bar. It's just you kind of chill in here and have your own little party or whatever that you want to do and stuff like that. And they do a bunch of music. They have it set up for music concerts and stuff, so weddings. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that comes through here. I've seen a bunch of stuff here.
Aside from like the Coop stuff that they have on tap, as well as the cans of beer and stuff, they do a lot of mixed drinks here. They have a full setup. It's a really cool place, like I mentioned before. And we're gonna finish up our beers and then head on to the next place. This is the new bar, relatively new, Bar Arbolada here on Lee and Main Street. It's kind of a really cool little neighborhood bar. Justin and I have been here. Have you been here before, Emily?
No, I've never been here before.
I have not been. I'm really excited.
It's going to be cool. We're going to go in and see what they've got for us. All right, we made it over to Bar Arbolada. It was a short little 1-block sprint over here. And ready for some cooler beverages to cool us down. This is Riley, the owner. He's going to talk about these 3 selections that he chose for us today. Hey, Riley.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Good. First, we have the Levette and Lee. This one here. It's by far our best seller. It's a really, really refreshing drink. Base alcohol is vodka. We've got cantaloupe syrup. We've got some lemon juice and some LaCroix to top it off. Really easy to drink. Just really refreshing, really easy to drink. We sell a ton of them. Great for the summer. One of our favorites.
What's your thoughts?
It's amazing. So I'm not a big fruity fan, the fruity drinks, but this is really, really good. Very smooth, crisp. It's really, really good. I like it a lot.
It fits the vibe.
It fits the vibe of this place.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what's Justin drinking over
Okay,
there?
so the next one down is the Elysian Cure. It's kind of a far-off riff on a classic cocktail called a penicillin. So the base liquor is Scotch, but we also have some passion fruit puree in there, and along with some grated chocolate on top. The passion fruit and the chocolate just go really, really well together. I think a lot of people see Scotch and get a little scared, but you really can't taste much of the Scotch in this one at all. And it's probably my favorite cocktail on the list.
Hey, Justin, have you tried that drink?
It's kind of like, it's almost like a little bit of a Capri Sun because it's got the citrus to it, but it's really incredible. I didn't expect it's got like cocoa shavings on it, and I totally didn't expect for that to blend well at all. It's really surprising, and it's really, really, really refreshing. What's your opinion on it?
Which one?
Well, both, if you want
This one? What do I have?
Okay, so and last we have the Kensington and Classen. So this uses like a really, really interesting spirit, that the Townsend White Rose, which is actually distilled. There's a company in Portland that makes kombucha, and they distill it from kombucha. So it's this spirit that's like, it's kind of hard to even classify. It's not it's not a vodka, it's not a gin. So we use that, and we do use some gin in it. We use this Bluebird Alpine liqueur that gives it a little kind of an anise flavor. But then the cucumber and the dill and the lime, it's just like super, super bright and green and refreshing. Again, one of my favorites on the menu, especially for the summertime. It's really bright and green.
I definitely agree with that. What's your opinion?
Honestly, I think it might be like my new favorite drink. It's like, I feel like I'm gonna be here like every day now. But it's really refreshing, like a cucumber, but it's got like this like interesting, I think it's like the kombucha, whatever that is, that like lights up the back of your throat. I don't know, it's really good. I love it. I highly recommend it for sure.
So, Jason, you want to try this Elysian? Elysian? Is it? It's Elysian, right? Elysian? Elysian Cure. Okay. Let's swap roles here for a little bit. Okay. It's like yours is almost like lemonade. It's almost like lemonade. I'm into it. It's on a hot summer day with it 90 degrees. That is a perfect drink. I mean, both of these they got just enough. Well, really, all three of them. They have just enough citrus in it. It's a good, cooling, refreshing drink that you could have on a hot summer day.
And it could sneak up on you if you're not careful.
Yeah, you could definitely sneak up on you if you're not paying attention.
You're right on this. These cocoa shavings. I didn't know what to think about it, but it's really, I don't know how to explain it. It just works.
We found it.
It just fits.
We actually found it. So there's a book called the Flavor Bible, and you can look up one thing, and it'll have 10 things that pair well with it. So we knew we were using passion fruit, and we looked at passion fruit, and it said chocolate pairs well with passion fruit.
Really?
So we tried it, and it worked. I mean, it works.
Do you know of anybody else that does anything like that?
I don't.
It's kind of it kind of blows your mind because you're sitting there, you're drinking it, and when you start drinking it, you smell chocolate. It's like a little cozy home type feeling. I don't even know how to explain it. Yeah, so it's like this chocolate, and you're like, oh, good chocolate, and then it's just like citrus just slaps you upside the head. But
I usually think that the people that like chocolate and fruit together, like the chocolate covered fruit, I think they're weirdos a little bit.
I agree. I'm the same.
I'm more of like an almond or a pecan covered in chocolate, but this right here is amazing. So I kind of get it. I'm weird too. I'm a weirdo.
Yeah.
I'm a weirdo now. Yeah, I'm more weird than I was.
we're all whole and weirdos somehow.
Cheers for that.
Cheers.
You try this one? Yeah, that one's still shockingly good. They all really are.
Wow. That's awesome. That's like, I don't know how to explain that. Right? This is the healthy drink of the bar.
Yeah.
Well, man, we really appreciate you letting us do this, Riley. This was great, and they have other drinks that are really incredible on here. I think I've had the Paloma. I've had some other stuff that you guys do that are incredible. As you can see, this is like a really cool neighborhood hangout. It's right here on Main Street, just a tiny jog west of downtown. It is packed at 5 o'clock on a weekday, and it's like this on the weekends too. We've been here on the weekends and weeknights. It's a cool it's actually my favorite neighborhood bar.
Thank you.
And appreciate you having us, Riley. Thanks so much.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, we were walking from Bar Arbolada on our way to FlashBack Retro Pub and thought we'd stop right here at Joey's Pizzeria and give a shout out. They're supporters of Ant Festival. They're going to be providing pizza for the bands this year. They're really cool. It's a good place to get a hot pizza and a cold beer. They serve other drinks inside too. So what better place to stop on the way? We're still walking down to FlashBack, and we sure want to give a shout out to IAO. It's a really awesome art gallery if you have a chance to stop down here. And it's also the home of Oklahoma City Girls Art School. That's our benefactor for Ant Festival. We are raising money for them this year, and a portion of the booth proceeds go to that, and then any sponsorships above and beyond paying for the event go directly to them. We're really excited that we're actually having the event down here in their home. Almost to FlashBack, and we had to make a stop at Chaley's. They're also a supporter of Ant Fest and providing food for the bands, and we eat here on the regular. They serve beer, and they also have drinks too, don't they, Justin?
Oh yeah, they always treat me to a nice, good cold beer, and I come in here to get the Poke Bowl all the time. I can't resist it. It's horrible.
Just another awesome place to eat on Film Row. All right, we are so stoked to be here at the FlashBack Retro Pub, and we're in the user lounge, which is kind of a private space. You can book this, right? This is Jose, the owner. Hey, Jose. And you can book this for private events and stuff. All the games here are free, which is the killer thing about this. My poor son, Justin, just said this is the third time in his life he's ever actually played a video game, and I feel like I have failed as a parent, but that's okay. We'll get him caught up. Jose, why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the stuff you offer here and some of the drinks and stuff you do?
Well, we have about 65 games to choose from, all cabinets. We don't carry pinball. That's the one thing people ask us all the time. It's strictly just arcade cabinets. We've been collecting these games for probably 6-7 years now, so we have a pretty good collection. Besides what we have in here, we probably have about another 30 games or so in storage. So we try to rotate some of the games in and out, and then we also use some of the other games for spare parts because the parts for these games are really hard to find, and it really, from one day to another, we keep our fingers crossed when we turn everything on that the game's working. Just because they're over 30 years old, so some of these games just kind of have a mind on their own sometimes. Other than that, besides the games, we have a great selection of craft beers. At any given time, we carry between 90 to 100 different craft beers, and we specialize on local and regional brews. So Oklahoma, we have about 7-8 different breweries that we carry, and then we carry at least one brewery from every surrounding state. Some states more, like Colorado, we have like 4. Texas, we have 4. So as new breweries come into this market, into the state with all the law changes, as long as they're within a surrounding state, we try to carry multiple of that same brewery just to give everyone a little bit different taste of different beers that are out there. We also have a great selection of signature drinks and shots, 10 each, and they're all fun drinks. They're named after some 80s reference, whether it's a Ferris Bueller, a flux capacitor, a Darth Vader shot. They're all fun, and people really enjoy them. So it's fun just seeing the expression on people's faces when it's not just coming in here and playing the games. It's the overall experience from the drinks to the decor to everything that's here.
Well, and I've heard there's lots of people have their birthday parties and things here, and you guys do several events a year that are like 80s nights and 90s nights and stuff.
We have kind of added to our little arsenal. We have the A-Team van, which a lot of people have seen it around town, but we just got the A-Team van probably about a month and a half, 2 months ago, and we'll bring it out and park it out front, and everyone just stops wanting to get a picture with it. So it's a lot of fun.
That's really awesome. Thanks for letting us come in tonight.
Appreciate you guys coming.
I've been hearing that there's a new cool little neighborhood bar that you're actually working on right around the corner. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely, yes. We've been working on this concept for, I want to say, about 2 years now, and we finally at the point where we're probably about 60 days out from really getting this thing rolling. The bar is called Sanctuary Barsilica. It's a little play on words. It is a religious theme bar, which is going to be completely new to this market. I'm looking forward to seeing the expression on people's faces when they come in. It's not meant to be disrespectful in any way. It's just lighthearted. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to spur conversations. So one of the cool features of this bar is we're going to do karaoke. It'll be hosted karaoke. Only difference is most of the other karaoke, or compared to other karaoke places in town, is when you come sing karaoke at our place, you have to put on a choir robe to come sing it. So we also plan on having bands on the weekends. Besides that, we're going to have some fun games. We'll have foosball tables. We'll have some darts. And then we're going to have an amazing outdoor space that we are going to call the Garden of Eden, which we're going to have a lot of fun with. So all around, it's just really going to be a fun just take on a new concept that's going to be here in the market coming soon.
Can we get a sneak peek?
Absolutely. We'll give you guys a sneak peek. So this section is where Sanctuary is going to be located. We're going to have a front patio that extends probably about 25, 30 feet out from the front. Garage doors on both ends of it, so we can basically open the garage doors and just let the music flow in and out, as well as the patrons. Entering through the back door here is the back door Sanctuary. So you're instantly greeted by Jesus on the wall. And he's looking towards the bar on purpose. It's directing you to go to the bar and get a drink. So this space here is about 2,500 square feet. We have a stage in the center that's about a 16 by 12 foot stage. So really good size for a band to play up there. We'll be able to have seating that's that we can rearrange in this area here. The patio area, the Garden of Eden, will be back here. So it's a pretty big space. We're gonna have a lot of fun with this space. We're gonna put some planters down the middle, start growing some trees. We're gonna have artificial grass basically as the flooring for all this. So we're gonna try to make as much of a green space as possible and just have a lot of fun with it. Look to do some art from some public or some local artists to do some stuff on some of the walls here. That's really tie in. I am going to have an apple tree. Yes, this is a good question. I've been asked. Yes, we are going to have an apple tree out here. You won't be able to eat the apples, but yeah, we don't want people eating the apples. We are going to have a lot of themed drinks here. So they are all going to be Bible-based names for all the drinks. We haven't fully released what they're going to be yet. We're kind of keeping those tight-lipped, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll do some drinks and we'll do some shots. A little bit different twist on some different cocktails. Again, I'm trying not to divulge too much here, but it'll be a really fun list and it'll be a great list, and I think people are really going to enjoy. So,
awesome.
Yep. All right, we'll head back inside real quick. The bar over here. It's actually about a 24-foot bar, so it's a little bit smaller than FlashBack's bar. FlashBack, just comparing, that's a 30-foot bar. It's over there. But we have a little bit less space at the bar because we want people to really just kind of be out and enjoying their time here. But this will give you some of an idea of what the front of the bar is going to look like. So there's different etchings that we've done, different biblical figures that we'll use. About 60 days out, just follow us on social media for all the updates, and we'll be posting really when this thing's about to get rolling. So look forward to having you guys back.
We're at our next stop, the Jones Assembly. We're looking forward to some cool cocktails in here and maybe some appetizers.
Oh, yeah. What's up, guys? We're here at Jones Assembly, a really hot spot down here on Film Row. As you can see, we've got some amazing food, amazing drinks, and we are here with Scott and Chef Andrew. So we're going to turn it over here to Scott and tell us a little bit about some of these drinks and things that we've got here that we're having tonight.
So what we have here in front of us, we have 3 of our signature cocktails that our beverage director, Charles Fredericks, created before our opening. We have what's our most popular thing and what we based our entire birthday and anniversary party around. Our frosé, which is an incredible concoction of a little bit of gin, rosé, strawberries, simple syrup, and lemon juice that we freeze up. It's incredibly delicious and refreshing. Then we have our disco nap, which is kind of our playful take on a margarita. That we take a little bit of El Jimador Blanco tequila, lime juice. We make a sage simple syrup and muddled blackberries, and we create a nice little kind of play on a margarita. And then we have our final kind of thing, which is a little bit of our ode to this neighborhood in Film Row, our Dagwell Dixie, which is a Dickel Rye pecan infusion that we do, along with a little bit of simple syrup, a trio of bitters, a little bit of orange, and a lot of fun. And those are our drinks. You know, we have a pretty robust cocktail program. We also have a separate cocktail bar upstairs called the Tea Room, which is a nod to the old Model Ts, and also the tea rooms of Prohibition era, where we have a totally separate menu, a little bit more out there menu. So we got a lot of places to just kind of have fun, try things out, drink a few things, and just kind of see what you like here.
Well, thanks for having us. We really appreciate it. This is amazing. Let's pass it over. Let's talk about some of the other things we got here.
Okay, so you guys do a lot of music here. You have a concert venue. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we have a really interesting setup here. Obviously, you know, we have our restaurant bar setup, but we also turn into a concert venue quite often. We do normally 2 to 3, maybe 4 shows a month, and we kind of have a unique setup here where our entire furniture that we have in our dining area breaks down and fits under our stage. So it's completely engineered to be able to flip very easily and very comfortably. Then we also have our large blowout garage doors and what we call our nano wall, which is a foldable wall system. So we can go indoor, outdoor. We can do shows in multiple places. Our stage extends from the inside all the way to the outside. So we can either do a full dining experience with an outdoor show like we did a couple of nights ago, or we can shut down the restaurant side and do full shows in which we've had a ton of great acts like Willie Nelson. We've had Third Eye Blind, Better Than Ezra, St. Paul and the Broken Bones, and then a ton of great shows upcoming. Father John Misty, Kurt Vile, a lot of great shows that we're about to announce as well in the new year.
I have tickets to Lake Street Dive that I'm very excited about. What's the menu like for concert night?
So our concert menu was sort of inspired by the Oklahoma State Fair, stuff that you can eat in your hand, easy to grab and go. But we make everything here in-house. One of the things that I really love on our concert menu is our pan pizza. I was in San Francisco doing some research and development and had the best piece of pan pizza I'd ever had in my life and said, I need to do something with this later. So that's on our menu. We do some of our house-made things like our fried okra. We do a killer Philly roast pork sandwich. So just some fun stuff. Just sort of like state fair food, but elevated. So yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what we have in front of us tonight and how, the concept and all the stuff behind it.
Cool. So right now we're having our fried okra. Our menu is based around familiar, traditional, regional classics, but done with culinary technique, French and Italian technique. So our okra, especially right now, because we're midsummer, right in the middle of okra season, we're getting all local okra coming from just north of town in Edmond, farm up there. And we cut it fresh, we dredge it, and we fry it. So just really high quality stuff. These are our dips and spreads. Everyone loves pimento cheese, classic Oklahoma thing. And we do our homemade wood-fired dough, which is essentially our pizza dough that we don't stretch all the way, and it puffs up into sort of like a pull-apart bread. So really tasty. It does have a little sour tang in it because we use a sourdough starter. But generally the food here is it's built on familiarity, but with a twist. We like to do everything our way. But you'll always find some familiar flavors and ideas throughout. So Yeah.
How often does your menu change? Does your menu stay the same, or like in the fall, winter, can we see something new, or is it normally?
Yeah, so we basically do 2 menu changes a year. We do one for spring and summer and one for fall and winter. We want to highlight seasonality, local produce as much as we can. It's been a really cool process building networks with local farms, because it just makes all the difference. And it's all about the community, So right now we're featuring a lot of corn, peppers, tomatoes, greens. In the fall we'll move to more like squash, darker leafy greens like kale and chard and stuff like that. So definitely we like to adhere to the seasons and just bring people what they want to eat.
In my opinion, my favorite dish I've probably had probably 70% of the menu by now. But my favorite dish out of the whole thing is the octopus. The way that all of the flavors come together, actually how beautiful the plate is itself and how it's prepared and everything. But just a little bit of a personal question for yourself. What was your favorite dish to create throughout of this whole planning of all of the food that you've done? What has been your favorite here?
Ooh, that's a really hard question. I would have to say one of the coolest creative processes that we went through was with our one of the best creative experiences I've had for our menu is creating the catfish that we have right now. We started with just, here we are in Oklahoma, what's better than a piece of fried catfish, with hot sauce and cornmeal crust and all that. But we knew we couldn't just do that. So my mind immediately went to succotash, which is a classic southern dish with sweet corn and beans. So we created a succotash with some nice peppers and okra and tomato in there, a little bit of a spicy piquillo pepper sauce. Everything just marries together, and we topped it off with some really nice hush puppies that we make. We fold the sweet corn in there, throw some herbs, some shallot, just to brighten everything up. And that dish, it was actually something that Scott and I worked on quite a bit, just, going back to the drawing board, coming up with stuff, what does this need? And after a few weeks, we really feel like we nailed it. So
I think that is a fantastic dish too. I completely agree. I would probably say it's some of the best catfish I've had in the state for sure.
awesome.
So, but another thing I would like to touch on is that the Jones Assembly squeeze. The Jones squeeze. I was pretty much squealing when I saw that come across my Facebook. I thought that was a really, really clever idea. And the fact that you could actually put it in a Capri Sun pouch and have it with you and stuff like that. It's like you're being a little kid in the best adult way possible. Scott, maybe you could shed a little bit of light on how y'all guys decided on the flavor, how you came up with the idea, and what your actual thought is on it too as well.
So the Jones squeeze was a really fun one. I wanted something to mimic, what he talked about with our menu, familiarity, something that harkens back and kind of brings out something for you. And I had happened to be on a real big Lunchables kick around that time, and because I hadn't had one in years.
I love it.
And so I kept getting Lunchables, and I kept finding myself, thinking back to the same things I did when I was a kid. It was like, oh, I'm not going to pick this based on the meat or the cheese, but what Capri Sun is in this? So, and it's always for me was Pacific Cooler, which is the numero uno, number one top dog Capri Sun. So I set out with that in mind, and I started thinking what if you did something with this? This would be great for our patio. What can I do? So I thought about injecting it with alcohol, which would have been the easy route. But then, Charles and I started working toward maybe mimicking those flavors. So we looked at all the ingredients, started pulling things out, and kind of just started mixing different juices together to see where we could get, and mixing some different things like citric acid with it to kind of bring up that brightness, so on and so forth. And we landed on our final kind of concoction, which is basically pineapple juice, white grape juice, tart cherry, citric acid, and a little bit of lemon lime. And we thought, we don't really want to ruin this flavor by adding in something like a gin or, whiskey, anything else. We really want these flavors to shine through. So, we went back to, wanting to use vodka, and we thought, what better vodka, right now than using something, that's gluten-free and can really speak for itself, which is Tito's. So that was kind of it. And then the packaging came, a little bit after that. We found the pouches. It all just kind of fell into place. We had it designed and had a name in about 2 days, and we were printed, slapped some stickers on, and started making that drink. And it's been a real great, successful cocktail for our summer menu.
Well, I would definitely have to say thank you very much for y'all guys inviting us here. I'm always down to recommend that anybody that comes out of town or that's just simply out from the rural area, that this is a have-to-stop place. You have to eat here, you have to drink here. The atmosphere is amazing. The renovation that y'all guys and your whole team has done is incredible. It's, in my opinion, I know that people have been doing some gourmet food and everything in the state of Oklahoma for quite some time, but this is like my top favorite place to go to if you want something that's a little bit different, that has a twist on it. But we definitely thank you guys for inviting us out here to be with y'all guys.
All right, you guys, we're at our final stop, Mary Eddy's, right here at the 21C Museum and Hotel. They have an incredible art gallery. It changes often. It's free to the public. Come down here and visit anytime. You don't have to have a hotel, and you don't have to eat at the restaurant to come to the gallery. Let's go inside and see what they got.
Cool.
We're now here at Mary Eddy's with Michael O'Hara. We've been going at it for about 4 hours now, having a good time, bouncing around in the Film Road district area. And we got some beautiful drinks. I hear that there's some really good appetizers that's coming to us. And I just realized, for being the first time here, that you're actually connected to 21C. And you could walk through, have some drinks, eat, and go back if you wanted to. Can you shed some light on what else that you guys have and all the incredible drinks that you have here?
Of course. I'm surprised to learn that you're just learning that we're 21C, because we're actually the same property. We are the food and beverage outlet for 21C Museum Hotel Oklahoma City. So Mary Eddy's is both a standalone restaurant as well as the hotel restaurant. We do room service for the full hotel as well as execute all of the banquet events for the hotel. So we have a 250-seat restaurant, but we also have 6 banquet spaces and 135 rooms to service also. So we stay pretty busy around here. Sure. So this drink is the Laid Back. Laid Back is a kind of a cucumber Collins. So we use Hendrick's gin, which is naturally infused with cucumber and rose petal. We made a simple syrup out of cucumber water. So we juice the cucumber water. We combine that with sugar and pink peppercorn to make a cucumber and pink peppercorn simple syrup. And then shake that up with a little fresh cucumber juice, lemon juice, top of the club soda, garnish with a cucumber peel. Doesn't taste like there's any booze in it at all. Yeah. Yeah, they go down pretty easy, that's for sure.
Yeah, this we stopped at Bar Arbolada and we had a cucumber drink there, and it was top notch. It was a little bit on a different, you could taste the alcohol and stuff like that, but this right here is like, it's like you're just getting the cucumber lemon water that you typically get on a summer night, and you just sit here and you drink and sip it. And I can imagine that a couple of these going down and you not realizing exactly where you're at when it's time to stand up. But yeah, this place is incredible. I love how you guys did the bar. I mean, that's freaking awesome. The lights, I'm interested in what the piece is over there with the track and everything. Could you tell us a little bit about that and what that is and how you guys incorporated it and why you incorporated it?
Of course. So we're a contemporary art museum. Our space is filled with art pieces from around the world, all very modern, all done by living artists. That particular art piece is a site-specific art piece. We change about 95% of our art pieces once a year, but there are 4 specific pieces that do not change on our property, and that's one of them. It's called The River of Time. It's done by an American artist named James Clark, and it's an homage to both the history of this building as well as the future of this building. It is an assembly line This building housed assembly lines. It was a Ford Model T manufacturing facility for many, many years. It was opened in 1916. So a lot of the interior walls and things that you see in the hotel now didn't exist. It was just one big wide open area full of assembly lines, and the cars were built up. They started on the first floor with the chassis. They would put more parts on as they went up the floors, and then they would sell them out of this space as well, which is the showroom. So that is both an assembly line but also a digital clock. If you look at the piece, there are white LED lights in the back of it that show the time. And normally it's in constant motion. Right now it's having a little bit of a technical issue and we're servicing the track. But normally it's in constant motion. It's a kinetic art piece, so it's constantly moving and there's constantly a sound to it as well. But you kind of have to teach people to see the digital clock. Like I can actually see it in the reflection of that glass right now. But yeah, once you get used to looking at it, you can just glance at it and see the time like right away. It's pretty awesome.
I have a question. So where did the name Mary Eddy come from?
Great question. So this was the Fred Jones manufacturing facility. Mary Eddy was Fred Jones' wife. It's an homage to the history of this building and the fact that also the Halls still own this building. We did not purchase it from them. They have been able to maintain their family's legacy, and we've been able to move in and create a really interesting space inside what was considered their family's Camelot. So yeah, it's Mary Eddy's restaurant.
I can say from my personal view, the growth that has happened to this end of what we consider downtown, kind of the West End, has been incredible. I feel like 21C and Mary Eddy's has been a key part of that, as well as the Jones Assembly, and they're all kind of family, I guess, more or less. But I just feel like what happened here when 21C came in is something that was for sure needed in the city, and brought a lot more culture and a lot more opportunities for people to experience artists that are known in other places very well that maybe don't ever exhibit here. And so I'm really excited about the museum. I come in pretty regular, probably at least every couple of months, to make sure that if something's changed out, I get to see it, because I don't want to miss anything. There's been so much good art here. This drink, by the way, is incredible. I think this is going to be my favorite of the trip from me personally. What else? I know you guys have like some appetizers coming out and stuff that you'll talk about, but I know you have a full service menu, but is there other drinks that are kind of like special to Mary Eddy's that you guys can talk about?
Of course. So we have a full-service bar. We can make any cocktail you can dream up, and all of our bartenders are constantly learning and studying and coming up with new ideas and all of those kind of things. But in addition to that, our core cocktail menu is always a cocktail that we craft, meaning that there is an ingredient that we create. So we are infusing a spirit, or we are creating a compound simple syrup, or making a shrub, or making a tincture, or making some kind of ingredient that we interact with that changes our cocktails. So every one of our cocktails is very unique in the fact that they all have some ingredient that we make here in-house with something that we find fresh. So for instance, like our Lollygagger cocktail, which is sparkling wine with a peach and Thai basil simple syrup with a little bit of coriander. We make that here on property. It's very similar to a mimosa, but more of like a peach with, flavor with a little bit of spice from the coriander. The pea shooter is a really interesting cocktail. It's literally made with split peas. Whenever we were working on our spring pairing dinner that we did a couple months ago, our chef was using peas in almost every dish that he was cooking. So we had the idea to how are we going to incorporate peas into a cocktail. So we literally made almost like a split pea soup, cooking down split peas in water and then combining that with sugar, and you end up with like a pea soup that's not savory, it's sweet. So that cocktail is rum barbancourt, which is... We got some food coming right here. We'll stop for just a second and talk about this. Yeah, we'll probably need a couple of knives and some extra napkins with that. Thank you very much. So to switch gears very briefly, this is our executive chef's hot fried chicken sandwich. It's a take on Nashville hot chicken, but it's very different. It uses hatch green chilies and a lot of other local spices and herbs that you'll find in Oklahoma. So it's definitely hot. It's got a really great flavor. It's topped with agave lime pickles, a little bit of house-made buttermilk ranch. And then over here is a really interesting dish as well. This is our watermelon and popcorn salad. So it is compressed watermelon with avocado, green goddess vinaigrette. It's topped with feta cheese and tasso spiced popcorn, which is very unusual but really, really interesting. A lot of people won't order it because they think it's strange, and but we send it as a gift, and they just think it's the coolest thing they've ever tasted. So we'll have some, let's see, we've got some silverware right there we can grab, and we can get started in on those in just a minute. But yeah, just touching back on our cocktails, like we said, like almost every cocktail we have has a story. It's got some kind of special ingredient that we created or that we seeked out or that we really crafted to make it be one of our menu cocktails. Whenever we create a new menu cocktail, that's always a step in the process of getting us there, is what will we craft? What are we going to make for that?
One thing that I can definitely tell about the Film Road District is that they, like, these people that are down here really take pride in what their cocktails are. Like, they actually educate themselves, play around with it, try to come up with something different and stuff like that. And it's pretty incredible. Like, I've been to most of the places down here. This is my first time here, but the fact that, like, there's so much thought that's put into the cocktails and how you're trying to change it, and it's not been consistent at every single bar either. It's all been different. You all have your own different personalities that go with it and everything and stuff like that. It's really impressive, actually. I didn't realize that there was so much science behind making a cocktail that's out here.
You know, the art of the craft cocktail is a thing that's really kind of blowing up all over our city and all over the country, and really caring about your ingredients and really putting as much thought into it as our chef puts into what's going on the food menu, rather than just slapping some ingredients together and putting a cocktail out. It's a way for us to express ourselves creatively, and it's a lot of fun. It's kind of, we call bartending cooking with ice, whereas cooking is bartending with fire.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joe.
Oh, wow.
This is our toolbox. So we do house cured meats, cheeses. Joe, could you tell us about what's on there? Do you mind? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna give you the mic.
No problem. So starting right over here, we have our pork lomo. On the other side, we have a chicken sausage with Fresno chili peppers. This piece right here is going to be our beef pancetta. And then we have a salmon dip. For our cheeses tonight, we have a manchego and a beer incarnation, which will be a sheep's cheese with mango and beer. Some other things on our board are going to be our house-made wheat bread, a stone ground mustard, and then our in-house pickles, which tonight are going to be pickled watermelon rinds and grapes, and then a fruit punch Kool-Aid and Waiyo chili pickle.
That was fantastic, Joe. Thank you very much.
That looks incredible. That just looks awesome. I think we're all ready to dig in and try some of this and talk about it. Wow, we just really destroyed everything on this table. And I have to say, the salad with the compressed watermelon and avocado and the popcorn and the cheese, that took me by surprise. That was so incredible. So good. I'm going to put it out there right now. This right here is the best hot chicken in Oklahoma City. It's not Nashville hot chicken. This is Oklahoma City hot chicken, and it's at Marietta's. Come get it or try it. What did you guys think of everything, Jason?
The popcorn watermelon concoction, some genius come up with this. A madman. I would worry about him maybe outside of this facility, but in here he's amazing. But yeah, that was amazing. That bread, this toast. What do you say it was called? Like it's a larded toast. I've never heard of such a thing, but I bit into it and was just immediately. You haven't tried it yet, have you?
No, I haven't.
You've got to. You'll know what I'm talking about. Take a bite. But yeah, everything. Just completely amazed. Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yes. Yeah. I just thought, okay, well, here's a nice piece of toast, but no, it's completely different. Yeah. Absolutely incredible. I'm not a fan of like hot, spicy foods, but that chicken was incredible. I'm burning right now, but I feel good about it. I feel like it was worth it. So, anyways, I thought it was all incredible. Great stuff.
Do you have a favorite?
Sure. I think I'm just like really impressed by the craftsmanship of your food, that it's not just like food that's thrown together without thought, but like you guys actually intentionally put together your food. That You said on the charcuterie board that it took 18 months for one of these meats to be cured. Like, that is intentionality at its finest. And, like, that's what I want to put in my stomach right there. Like, I want some intentionality in food. And I think it's really, just craftsman. I think it's really great food. Yeah.
Now they brought out another drink for us. Tell us a little bit about this, Michael.
Sure. So this next drink is called the Rosella. Rosella is a tropical bird. This is a very tropical drink. So we're using Cachaça 61, which Cachaça is similar to rum, but it's a little more fiery, and it actually has like unaged whiskey blended into it, not just sugarcane distillate. And then it has a house-made mixed berry shrub. So we would take. We'll take a couple pounds of mixed berries, meaning blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, and blueberries. Infuse that into rice wine vinegar. Add sugar to that. Let that sit and macerate for 2 weeks to a month, and then once we pull that out, you're basically left with an infused drinkable vinegar. Is what you've got left there. So mixed berry shrub, Cachaça 61, Chirot aloe vera liqueur, cucumber bitters, and then garnished with a little fresh basil on top. This cocktail's pretty bizarre. You kind of take a step back and go like, what is that? Like it's like wild, it's sweet, it's tart, it's a little bitter, it's a little spicy, like it's all of those things.
It's really, I don't know, it's really mind-boggling. Like it's like you said that it's 19 flavors one after another, and it's kind of the longer it sits on your tongue, it changes. The more it goes away after you've swallowed it, it changes. I don't know. I don't know if I've really had a drink that complex before.
I think it was created by Willy Wonka. Willy Wonka did it.
That's really the best
If
way
anybody
to put it.
could, it was Willy Wonka.
But yeah, it's got a beautiful color to it. A little nice touch of, is that a mint leaf? Basil, okay. But yeah, it's like, I don't even know how to describe the smell of it. And it doesn't taste, it's almost like a wine type smell. A vinegar. I would say it's got a little bit of a sour sting from when you're smelling it, but it is definitely in a good way, and it comes with beautiful glassware as well that's etched. Like, you guys put a lot of thought into this all the way around. It really is. I mean, it's kind of one of those things that you just you sip just a little bit, kind of absorb it, kind of see what it makes you feel, and you can't stop. You need to go back for more and see what else you feel from it. It's a really complex drink, in my opinion.
I think also too, you remember like Sex and the City, like they would go out and have the Manhattan, and it was like that beautiful pink color, and everyone wanted to go out and have the Manhattan. I feel like this is like your twist on the Oklahoma City Manhattan. And like you could go out and like have this with your friends. This is like the cool photo that you take and you post on Instagram. You're out with your girlfriends, and it's a conversation starter for sure, I'd say.
Well, Michael, thank you so much for your hospitality and this incredible spread and the drinks. It's been awesome. I really appreciate Marietta's, and I'm going to be back often, especially for that Oklahoma City hot chicken sandwich there. It's been a great end of our night. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you very much for coming. It was our pleasure to have you. We appreciate the interest and helping to let everybody know what we're doing over here in this new neighborhood. The West Village is not so far off. This is planned for October as far as the apartments right outside of our window. And by this time next year, we're going to be surrounded by a real neighborhood. And there'll be businesses and residences and all of those kind of things. So we can't wait for what comes next. So thank you very much for the interest.
Well, guys, you know, what's so incredible is we just heard a really cool secret, I guess, about Marietta's. They change their menu 2 to 3 times a week. So if you're a real foodie, this is an awesome place to come to try new things all the time. They're always changing it up. Everything is sourced, and then they decide what their menu is going to be. We also had an incredible wrap-up drink called the 357, which I think that's Justin's favorite. Was that your favorite?
Yeah, that all the notes, everything, the nuttiness, the liquor, all of it together, all of the feels. It
It was incredible. That is my top-notch favorite drink to go to from now on.
Wow, that's big.
It really is.
What about you, Jason? What was your favorite?
You know, the whole experience was awesome. I'm just blown away at the creativity at each place that we've gone to. Just like how everybody kind of puts in their own little, just things out of their own minds and just come up with something that's absolutely incredible. How much thought they put into their food and beverage and the atmosphere. I'm a big atmosphere guy. I like Jones Assembly a lot. You can never go wrong with anything there. However, Mary Eddy's, the food, surprised me. I did not think that they were going to come out with food that amazing, and they did. It just blew my mind. So
I didn't even think that there was food. Like, I had no idea.
Yes, there is food. And I'd never been to Mary Eddy's before, so I didn't know what to expect, but everything across the board, drink, the food, just absolutely incredible. I loved it.
Awesome. How about you, Emily?
I don't know that I had a favorite drink or a favorite place, but I think my favorite thing about tonight was that I stepped out of my comfort zone. I stepped out of my normal block that I go to. I went to somewhere different. I went to places that I'd never been before. And I opened my eyes to that Oklahoma City is growing all the time. It's growing, changing, evolving. And I just encourage other people that are like me, that have their neighborhood bars that they go to step outside and look out to other different places that are coming into Oklahoma City, like Mary Eddy's, like the Jones Assembly, like FlashBack, all these really amazing places that are smaller, more cliquey, but you can have an Uber drop you off there, you can walk around, and you can have an Uber pick you up. So I highly recommend this neighborhood.
Yeah, I would wrap it up with saying that the Film Row and West Village District area is totally walkable. There's a lot of variety here, and it is just what I think is what's to come. What's the great things that's coming for Oklahoma City. My favorite, of course, was the hot chicken. We renamed it the Oklahoma City Hot Chicken, and I like the disco nap at Jones Assembly. In fact, I liked pretty much something everywhere. So there's something for everybody, and we're excited to be officed out of Film Row. We're excited that AMP Festival is happening in Film Row in 2018, and we just look forward for greater things to come for this district.